coming, and I want to give a quick thanks to my coaches. You were both able to make time for us every night between changing guidelines and COVID and not having our own pool. You were still able to support us, and we had such great seasons with you guys, and I love you both. I just want to say that I started the sport sophomore year so I could make more friends, and I can say all of these friends here standing up, I could say they're family, and I just love them so much. And I finally want to thank my parents for buying all my swim gear and showing up to all my meets. But I specifically want to thank my mom, who, even though she was paired up for basketball this year, she really stepped up and she did a ton of stuff for her swim season. And we wouldn't have this awesome bank without all your help. And I know we all appreciate everything you do, Mom. And I love you so much.
I love you.
Thank you.
I guess I'm next. I wasn't really how to sum up all 3 very, very long but fun years of my swim. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped me get through this program. Thank you to Mom, Dad, Brian, and Emily, and Jenna for always supporting me and pushing me to do my best. Thank you to all of you other swim parents for always being so supportive of us. It honestly means more to all of us than you will ever know. I lost my place. Thank you, Walt, for always making sure I'm swimming and keeping my heart rate up, even though you and I both know I would rather be talking to my friends. Thank you, Steph, for pushing me beyond my limits every single day. You helped me more this season than you know. And for letting us go to Sheets. We also really appreciated that. Thank you especially to Kat for being my best friend and for helping me start swim 3 years ago and getting me. Don't cry, but just thank you for being my best friend and getting me through these years. I love and hate you sometimes for making me do swim, but you're forgiven, I guess. And I also want to say thank you to all of my other teammates. All of you mean the world to me, and I love you all very, very much. I have made some of the best friends I've ever had in my entire life on this team, and also some of the best memories, and I just want to say thank you all so much.
Hi, I'm Katrina Timisberry. I've been swimming for 4 years. Just to let you a little recap. So first of all, I want to thank my parents. You had all the kids who picked probably the worst sports. You go and sit for like 6 hours just to see us in action for like 5 minutes. So thank you for spending such a productive use of your time with us. Thank you to my teammates. I've had the most laughs in the past 4 years just during the winter season because of swim team. It's hard to distinguish whether my abs are from actually swimming or just from all the laughing we do. Specifically, I want to thank Emily, Allie, and Ruth for quite literally making sure I stayed alive at swim practice for the past 3 years. Passing out's not the most fun, but you guys keep me upright.
I'd rather drag no one else out of the pool.
And thank you to Walt and Stephanie for putting up for our absolute tomfoolery at all times. You know, you really kept us in line, or you tried. And finally, thank you to Carissa Coase for putting this together. I know a lot of this was last minute for you, but we do appreciate everything you've done for us.
Okay, I just want to give a little shout out to my parents for always supporting me and coming to all my meets and things like that, as well as Walt and Stephanie and anyone else who helped along the way. It means so much to have like such a supporting group around us and supporting us through everything. So I kind of started swim on a whim sophomore year, but safe to say I'm so glad I did. I met some of my best friends, and you know, I can truly say that it's really changed my life as of so far, and I was a little bit scared of Walt in the beginning, but I'm really glad I stuck with it. So thank you, everyone.
I'm going to try and run through this without getting too emotional. But first of all, I just want to say thanks again to Carissa for putting this on. We really appreciate it. It's been a tough couple past years, and I'm really glad that we have the opportunity to get a banquet. I know Kelly, Nate's mom, isn't here, but thank you to her because she made donations so we could get the towel pants and help make this happen too. So that's the first thing. So the next thing is I want to say thank you to Walt and Stephanie. You guys have been my high school coaches for the past 4 years, always pushing me to do my best. You know, whenever I didn't think I could make a time, you guys were always there to make me put myself through the grit and always push me through it. So I really appreciate it, and I have some skills like fixing my hand in the water. I'll take to college. But yeah, and obviously I can't mention coaches without my dad. He's been on the side there coaching me for all 13 years of my life. Oh, you spelled that. I just really appreciate him, and sorry everyone. But last weekend was my last Marlins meet, and I'm moving on to college now, so that's pretty exciting. Obviously my mom's been there every step of the way for me too. Anytime I didn't think that I could do something, they were always there for me. So I really appreciate it. Last but not least, I remember freshman year, I was really hesitant about doing a swim. High school swim, I thought I'd be better off with the Marlins, but luckily Ashley was more stubborn than I was and forced me to do it. But doing high school swim was easily the best decision of my entire life. Obviously, these guys up here, best friends, lifelong friends that I've ever made. People in past classes too. I could never ask for a better group of friends. Best experience of my entire life. And thank you, everyone. I finished that without being too emotional. Sorry.
I had a speech, but I bailed on it, so I'm just gonna wing it. But I just want to thank everybody, specifically my coaches, Walt, Stephanie. You guys have been there since my freshman year. You had to put up with my whatever you want to call it. There you go. Yeah, that. But no, in all honesty though, high school swim was a lot of fun. There were a lot of times where it was kind of a drag, especially during the COVID season. It sucked. But we all, as a team, powered through it. We really got through it, and we always made fun out of it. But yeah, I want to thank them. Definitely Ryan. Ryan, if it wasn't for Ryan and Owen, I wouldn't probably be standing up here because my mom wanted me to swim. I hated it, so then he made me do it again, and I did it for the Marlins, and then I stuck with it. I got pretty good with it. But yeah, if it wasn't for them two, I definitely wouldn't be up here today. But yeah, and then I'm just looking forward to see what college has to bring with all the skills and everything I've learned through Walt and Ryan. I think it'll be fun to see what I drag over there. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, I started swimming when I was 6 years old, and even though I absolutely hated it when I was younger, I couldn't be happier that I decided to start again last year. Being on the swim team opened a lot of doors for me, sometimes the door to the wrong house. And I've developed some amazing friendships during my time on this team. The good times and laughs shared with you all make the 100 miserable bus rides a little more worth it. Even though I wasn't the fastest swimmer, I am glad I was able to keep the team entertained with my unusual meat snacks, impeccable music taste, the one time I forgot to wear socks, my inability to swim breaststroke, and of course obsession with the enemy swim team. A few quick shout outs. I want to thank Emily for being my first friend at Marietta, convincing me to join the swim team and remaining one of my best friends to this day. Thank you to Katrina for getting equally as excited and frustrated as I do about our various shared interests. Thank you to Maddie for loving and trusting me like a sister. Thank you to Nathan for never failing to make fun of me. And also good conversations. Thank you to Allie for letting me quit sometimes and always being there for me. Thank you to Owen for tolerating my jokes and always being willing to help me with anything. Thank you to Kayla for your endless support of our team. Thank you to Walt for teaching me about astrology and wells. Thank you to Stephanie for being not only a coach but a friend, and to Ryan for everything he's done to keep this sport alive in Marietta. And a huge thank you to the rest of my team for a little bit of exercise but lifelong memories.
So I'm a first-year senior, so getting a lot of the memos that they usually have memorized by the this time, this year, I didn't get a lot of those, so I didn't have a speech.
Swing it, man. Swing it.
Yeah, it's going well so far.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling it right now. So just keep up that. Yeah.
I do want to thank Walt and Stephanie though for pushing me, and I don't think I could have dropped the times I did without their help. So I do really appreciate that, and I also want to thank Owen because he's the one who, let's say, convinced me to join swim.
It's more force.
But in all honesty, it was a great year, and I'm really glad that I did swim for the 1 year that I could do it. So thank you all.
So I did type out a speech because that's just the best way I like to organize my thoughts, obviously, because I'm kind of scatterbrained, if you've met me. So I'm just going to read it, and y'all are going to like it. Okay? All right, so let's start. Swimming has been a huge part of my life since the age of 5. It was something that I would come up to enjoy in the current point of my life. There were times that I wanted to try other sports, like volleyball and soccer, but my grandparents reminded me to stick to what I was good at. Honestly, all I cared about was doing everything my older sister Ashley was doing. As sibling rivalry goes, I always wanted to beat her. She was like a hero to me as a young child. Eventually, I gained some independence, and I was convinced that I was a breaststroker because it was Ashley's least favorite, so I knew I had to master it. Around that same time, I remember the first time that Coach Ryan put me in the butterfly. Of course, the idea of it was painful, and of course I did it anyways. He kept putting me in it again and again and again. I most definitely complained about it every swim meet. But I eventually got better at it because Coach Ryan, for the most part, turned all of his swimmers into Swiss Army knives. He always made sure to push me out of my comfort zone and into things he knew I would grow to love, even if it didn't feel like it in the moment. Of course, butterfly was the same stroke my older sister adopted in high school and absolutely dominated. I quickly learned that I was nowhere near a breaststroker. Ashley was fast and elegant, everything I wanted to be. She reminded me that if I wanted to get far in my sport, that I could never lack work ethic. I will always remember our last butterfly race together when we won sectionals. It never mattered who got first or who got second, all that mattered is that we did it together. When I got to high school, I had the pleasure of having Coach Walt and Coach Stephanie. Walt took all of the skills Brian had set into place and put them into motion, making us stronger every practice. When I got to high school racing, I soon realized that I had to race Ashley and the butterfly. At least I was always guaranteed second place. It was a special race with my sister that I would not trade for the world. It was always the Stewart Butterflyers. You had to get through both of us if you wanted to win. Although Walt thought he would be done coaching Ashley's sophomore year, Ryan sent some talented Marlin swimmers in his direction. So to Walt, I am grateful that you stuck around for as long as you could and for building off everything Coach Ryan taught us and made us very strong athletes. As for the team, where was I? There is none other like it. No matter what year it is, the vibes of our team have always been immaculate. I'll never forget the constant support from Will and Tate, cheering for absolutely any Marietta swimmer that dove into the water on race day. As for both the girls and the boys, you hold such a special place in my heart that will forever be unmatched. Each of you made this team what it is and showed up to swim because you wanted to be there. As for Nathan and Owen, I've been lucky to call you my teammates for the last 13 years of swimming. You never failed to make me proud, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. I know that you both can do anything you put your mind to. And I can finally wrap this up by saying thank you for the constant support from our swim parents. Our team couldn't possibly function without you. To all swimmers, the 4 years you spend on the team goes by fast. Enjoy every moment and take none of it for granted.